Greetings everyone, Dragon Thunder X here. And we're here with another reaction, only this time we're not doing Death Battle! Gasp! As Kai would
Surprising.
Yep.
We're moving up in the world.
Yes, this is totally not Death Battle, guys. What are you talking about?
No, it's a new one guys. It's not Death Battle, it's called Triple F. Which I think is a Fatal Fury reference. I'm not sure. It's made by a guy called Josh Scorcher. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a very small guy.
Oh, I know.
You know, we have to support the indie creators.
You mean
And then we show his subscriber count. It's like something for 100,000 something.
I think he's one of the rare YouTubers that actually have 1 million subscribers.
I would say I knew Jack Sporcher a long time ago. I think the first video I watched this was Team Fortress 2 classes. Top 9 TF2 classes.
Oh wow.
This guy was he's definitely the My Little Pony review.
Yes, he used to review My Little Pony episodes random. You're not crazy.
Good.
And this
okay.
And this guy has done a ton of top 10 fail videos on video game companies.
Honestly, my first discovery of him has to be through another YouTuber whose name is the Autarch of Flames, and he did like a skit where a Burmy, like a demonic Burmy, was like fighting him with another guy, and Josh Scorcher had to swoop in and save the day. It was really funny.
Yes.
I don't know this person myself, but I think they seem very neat. I'm excited to see this stuff.
Alright.
Yes.
Alright, place your bets first here, folks. Who do you think is gonna win? Blaze the Cat or Starfire?
Just finishing your story.
Actually, if you want to finish my sentence, it's from DC Comics.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have not really done a complete sit-down and analysis between these two fighters. And it's mostly because of the fact that I probably know more about Blaze than I know about Starfire. And considering the fact that I've only seen one media featuring Starfire, and then Blaze, I've played Sonic Rush. I've not played Sonic 06, but I am very much aware of what Blaze does in those games. But where I know Blaze is in Sonic Rush, judging it by that portion alone, and knowing what Starfire does in DC, I'm willing to bet that Blaze probably has the advantage when it comes to brain power. Starfire is not that smart, in my opinion. But even with that, I do think that there is an argument to say that in terms of power, Starfire has an advantage.
I actually think Blaze would be stronger. Considering that we're also giving Blaze her burning form. Just based on the thumbnail.
Oh, we're giving burning form to Blaze. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you scale the Soul Emeralds like you show the Chaos Emeralds, Blaze should easily make it to multiversal level.
So if we're talking about burning Blaze, then okay, then definitely Blaze would win. But I'm just comparing base form, in a sense.
I know, I'm just saying that I think Josh Scorcher is considering burning Blaze.
Yes.
Okay.
Are there any alternate versions of Starfire? I don't think Teen Titans. Well, maybe they.
No, Starfire doesn't have a super form. She just gets stronger.
Yeah. She's literally she's like Superman in the sense that she gets stronger the more she's exposed to the sun.
Like, weirdly enough, I have an idea that Raven might be like the strongest Teen Titan in all of the group.
Random, that's not a hot take. G, we have guy who's really good at gymnastics, guy who could shapeshift to any animals, guy who's part robot, girl that gains power from the sun, and girl who is able to defeat the devil. Gee, I wonder who's the strongest.
It's kind of thing. Like I said, I don't think Starfire is all that smart, and Blaze definitely has the mind advantage when it comes to that front.
Yeah, I personally think that Blaze should win just because of how scaling in Sonic should work, and it's especially so if you give her Burning Blaze. Unless there's like a comic where Starfire beats Superman, then okay, fine. I hate that, but fine.
All right, now that we have discussed it, I can now put my money down on something.
Yep. Okay. So you're saying Starfire. I say Blaze.
Actually, no.
I'm
I'm
gonna
now
say
saying
Blaze, too.
Blaze has the advantage.
Okay.
Alright, so here's my thing, right? I don't think that there's anything, like, I as far as I know, if we're taking normal form Blaze versus Starfire, then I think Starfire kind of
Oh yeah,
clears.
Starfire wins just from
But-
comic book scaling.
Yeah, if they do give them the minute they give their access to the blade to the what's called the Soul Emeralds, it's a little over. It's kind of wraps. It's kind of a wrap for Star.
Yeah, scaling, dude. Sonic. Like sure,
Sonic Super Form scaling is actually insane.
like Sonic and Blaze and base form, they can defeat each other. They're about equally matched. But in super form, ooh man, that's a difference.
All right. Well, yeah. So, go. So, are we all voting for Blaze then?
I'm voting for Blaze.
I'm going
yeah,
in with
what seems so.
Starfire because my bias is just for Starfire. Okay.
All right. We got some tension here. Now I'm hoping Starfire wins just so you can have bragging rights, Mary.
Yay!
Wait, do we actually have to put money in a bucket?
No, random. No, please.
No.
In this
we don't have a
economy,
bucket here.
God.
Hell no.
Who can afford a
I'm
bucket
gonna
nowadays?
put money in a bucket.
All right, we're gonna start the video. Run, play.
Josh Schwarzer theme.
Yeah.
I didn't know existed.
Yes.
A fiery Joker.
It is time.
It's so long since I've seen that logo.
Fiery fan fights.
Blaze the Cat, Princess of the Soul Empire, Protector of Dimensions, and Guardian of the Soul Emeralds.
Starfire, Princess of Tamaran, Liberator of Slaves, and Heart.
Oh, she's getting okay. So the wife is gonna be the
Princesses bear the
co-host.
mantle of demure politicians. Some passionate sorts like to take a more hands-on approach in defending their realms.
Like these two purple-friendly neighborhood. Wait, they're from another planet. Fiery heroines.
Now, there are some fair questions as
Blaze
to
is
what
from
we are
another
taking as
dimension.
canon.
Or a
For
different time.
Starfire,
They-
we are
they-
considering
Don't-
the
don't-
main
don't
comics,
think about it too
aka
much.
Starfire Prime.
Guys, this is important. This is important.
Considering the main comics, aka
Okay,
as
so-
canon in this. For
Heroines.
Now, there are some fair questions as to what we are taking as canon in this. For Starfire, we are considering the main comics, aka Starfire Prime, as our primary source.
But if there are some things in supplemental material, such as in Elseworlds, cartoons, or video games that don't flat out contradict the main series, we're including it.
Okay, so number one, So the rules are: combatants are assumed to have no prior knowledge of each other unless explicitly stated. Combatants are freed from any moral restraints against killing. All other personality traits are preserved. So that means these two characters are going to be bloodlusted and trying to kill each other. Number three,
Like,
while a combatant's maximum potential will be a key consideration, their consistency is demonstrating those abilities is equally important. Thank you. There are some people that when they portray Blaze, they just have her shoot out a stream of fire, and I'm just like, that's not how Blaze uses her powers. Number 4. While potential battlefields can affect the verdict, other external factors unrelated to the combatants cannot. Number 5. Unless otherwise specified, all official material related to a character is considered valid, provided it does not contradict the primary source material. And number 6. The battle concludes when one combatant is killed or otherwise incapacitated to the point where they can no longer fight. Oh! So knockouts are allowed.
Wave a white flag.
No, it's more of I knocked you out and you can't, and you're not gonna wake up, or some type of thing.
So like essentially, if Delson essentially decided to subdue someone with like their what is it? I forget what it's called, like the smog type abilities.
Yeah,
then
like
that would count as a KO still.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't kill him.
As for Blaze, as she's originally a video game character, we'll be taking her game appearances as our primary. But as long as there aren't any contradictions, we're also including the side games, IDW comics, and some snippets from Bumblecast.
Oh god, not the Bumblecast.
We're not using the Archie Blaze here. Long story short, it actually makes the fight less
Thank you.
He's
yes.
I'm Armau.
We're here to analyze their powers, abilities, and stats.
Why are you from My Little Pony?
Who would win a battle.
She's a brony.
Because they're bronies.
It's legally distinct.
Okay.
I see nothing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's probably on party.
Liar!
On the stars as an alien planet
Let the bronies be
born with
bronies.
incredible strength and the inherent ability to absorb energy emitted from the sun and soar through the skies of their home. From this world, a savior.
When Starfire fights,
would arrive on our
call that a
planet,
cat fight.
always holding back their immense strength.
We get it, random.
The innocent. Eventually, they would become a shining beacon of hope for the people of Earth. That's right.
I like how
We're
much they're
talking
blazing
about
up to be
Princess
Superman.
Coriander of Tamaran. Corey, hey, that's our dog's name, was the second child of 3 siblings of Tamaran's royal family.
Amanda,
Middle child syndrome. In royalty, no less.
what another
That
name
historically
for,
turns out really well.
solar
And
player
here
is
it's just as messy. Her elder sister, Commander, seemed ready to become queen.
Starfire.
Random, don't make me kick you out.
I'm just trying to make sure it's not too quiet.
We're listening to the dialogue. I'm pretty sure no one is complaining about us listening to the dialogue. That's part of reacting.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, the name, Crown. What's up?
I do want to note that it is funny that like every single one of these their siblings is named Fire. Because there's Starfire, and we just saw Darkfire and Blackfire a second ago.
Alright.
Or was Starfire during Teen Titans?
Name, Crown Princess Coriander, Starfire Corianders, Anglicized transliteration, Cameranian. Wait, Starfire's 6'4"?
Yeah, she's a beast.
Wait. Then why do most adaptations of the comics make Nightwing taller than her? Isn't Nightwing like 6'1"?
I'm fairly certain even Teen Titans made Starfire taller than Robin, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but not by that much. They were and Robin's a teenager.
No, true. I know not by that much, but like, still.
Weight 158, 156 years old and Tamaranian years old. 18 to 20. Founding member and current leader of the Teen Titans, Prime Ambassador of Lord Hog, and mustard enthusiast. Design inspirations: Marilyn Monroe, Iris Chacon, Red Sonja, and a lot of others.
Maybe those 6
Childhood
feet
illness crippled her,
actually, like,
and she lost her
Cameranian
birthright.
feet,
Commander
not
did not
Earth
take
feet.
this well. She attempted and
I'm pretty sure they would
Measured in
specify
centimeters
that.
as well.
resulting in her own banishment.
Yeah, it's measured in centimeters as well. It can't see with feet.
No. Commander allied herself with the Citadel, a ruthless slaver empire that invaded most of their local star system. With her new allies, Space Scar here easily conquered Tamaran. But to ensure peace and the safety of his people, the king, her father, sold off his own baby girl to the Citadel as a slave. Dude, not cool.
Bruh.
Best dad, judges use under their utility belts, these young underdogs would become known as the Teen Titans. Starfire proved to be an incredible asset to the Titans thanks to her alien physiology. Tamaranians are descended from a feline race. Yeah, really, what are the odds? And they're super strong.
So she's literally a cat girl. Okay.
And because of the psionic spheres, she can fire beams of solar energy.
So my
These
joke
solar
made
rays
more
are
sense.
her star.
Yep.
The only good thing to come from those horrific experiments.
God damn it.
Burn as hot as a star and even affect
You know what?
intangible beings.
I never
Over time, she learned to
ever
expel them
figured
from her
out
body in dozens of creative ways. Though she
Starfire was never
favor the
really
simple
ranked on the
approaches
furry
of
scale.
firing them through her eyes and
I mean-
her hands.
Now,
She can shape them to
Now's
use
not
Why
the
are
time,
you
Randall.
bringing that up now?
nearby energy, or even focus
Randall,
all the
please,
energy she
now's
has
not the
on a direct
time.
Supernova, which can instantly vaporize people arguably more powerful than she is. However, it's incredibly draining to use, so it's a bit of a desperation move.
So wait, the
Starfire
Nova Blast
responds
is an actual
aggressively
move.
and
Oh
very
wow.
literally, as the flames that burst from her literal
And
metal
current
melting
training, as well as sparring with members of the Justice League. She's beaten
Oh,
Wonder
well.
Woman a few times, and
Okay.
an already incredibly skilled swordsman couldn't track her. So he ended up losing his hands.
Ooh. After some time, Star proved herself to
Okay.
be the decent leader of the Titans. And why wouldn't she? She's clearly the glue that holds them together, as every time she leaves, no really, every single
Oh, there's a pop-up.
time, the Teen Titan...
Rekmaz is a Tamaranian word meaning a time where close friends drift apart and their friendship begins to die, and Keikaku means plant. Josh, I swear.
Things fall apart. Rekmaz, indeed.
Yeah, who's the
Yeah,
glue of
damn
our
it.
friend
often
group?
comes across as a naive airhead.
I don't know.
Faux pas are caused by simple culture shock. In fact,
I guess
Star
me?
is deceptively clever and has quite a few tactical successes under her belt. Even though she's clearly more
Nah,
comfortable
we all
with
clearly know it's clearly Mary.
Sure, most initiative Tori takes usually boils down to hit it really hard, but when you're tanky enough to survive a blast from Sinar and powerful enough to blast through a ship built to survive supernovas, do you need
Okay,
to be strategic
solar
all that
system
often?
level.
She also crashed through a skeletal Trigon skull. Keep in
What?
mind, a being with that tenth of his power is easily capable of destroying a universe. She's fought at the level of other DC heavy hitters like Firestorm, several Lantern Corps members, Manhunters, and even held her own against Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the same Wonder Woman that helped pull Earth back into orbit, the same Wonder Woman who regularly outfoxes the tactical genius in God of War Ares, and the same Wonder Woman who deflected every piece of the Shattered God
Okay.
from the universe.
At minimum, the DC universe is 100 trillion light years across, but more recent calculations put that number at 56.77 non-million. At the low end, that puts Wonder Woman's speed at 56 quintillion times faster.
Jeez.
High end, well, that puts her at, give or take, 1.5 undecillion times the speed of light.
So yes,
I actually have a suggestion for these types of videos. When these numbers get super mind-boggling huge, why not just say they can move at like? Why don't you just use light years as a measurement? They can move at these light years or something in this amount of time.
Or compare it to like Sonic speed or something.
What? What does that have to do with what I said?
That is 15 times Sonic speed.
Sonic doesn't have a defined speed limit.
Well, you
What
get
the fuck's happening? I can't.
that is enough speed to make it to the moon in this amount of seconds. Get Blake.
Okay. But one thing I can say is, the music choice for this seems very mellow. Like, and I kind of always felt like Starfire was the heart and the bubbly character. I don't know if this fits her.
And it's because I think the Cartoon Network version of Teen Titans has ruined us.
No, even when I was reading some of her comics, she still seemed like bubbly and happy and curious about the world.
Ah, I should kind of get some research. I wonder if I should go to the comic book store and dig up some DC comics.
Just don't read the new 52 version of Starfire. She's weird.
Alright, I'm gonna look for it tomorrow.
Against that Wonder Woman
No.
twice. Okay, yes, Diana wasn't going all out in their stuff, so Star is probably not
Okay, so they don't. So she doesn't completely scale her.
Time to fly back 26 light years.
Oh, hey! Josh Scorcher read my mind.
Can still tag people like Jessie Quick. Sure, she's a lower tier.
During Jessie Quick's attosecond feat, she was boosted by the time treadmill, making it non-standard for her base speed, which is consistently around half the speed of light and only one light speed feat as her upper limit. Oh, okay.
Speedster, but she's a lower tier DC speedster. Context matters.
Starfire can survive the equivalent of a Chernobyl meltdown in her face, and could even survive a cosmic storm that was moving the trillions of light-year-sized DC universe off balance and threatened to create an unprecedented warping in the space-time continuum.
What?
Got knocked around a bit, but she was mostly fine. You can see why it's no surprise that she's often referred to as the strongest Titan. I know Josh was joking at the start, but it really feels like she's the closest we've gotten to a true female Superman, in personality and in powers.
Make no mistake, Starfire's capable of godlike feats. Wow, that comic is really on the nose. But is often can and do take advantage of this, and as a result, she's lost many of her battles. And that's not getting into some of her less appealing outings.
Ooh.
Josh, what can anatomically
Oh, there's new 52 Starfire.
Unfortunately, writing Corey has proven challenging, as she has many traits that are difficult to balance. Many writers have succeeded, but others often lean too heavily on one or the other, leading to flanderization such as New 52 or...
No! Out of my
No.
Give me that. Not in this studio, Satan.
Out of my
I actually had to watch it.
Out, this house,
How
out,
many
this
episodes
house.
of that there are?
Spirits be gone from this
The
house.
John Trump Club.
Most importantly, Starfire's power has a lot of caveats. For one, while she can fly
She's DC's biggest jobber.
much faster than light, doing that leaves her so fatigued she'll pass out for days or even weeks. Second, without a consistent source of ultraviolet
Zuck
she
said
risks
tennis.
quickly burning through all her stored energy. And thirdly, her powers are connected to her emotional state. If she feels driving emotions like joy or righteous fury, her powers often get stronger, even entering a berserker state of extreme strength and nigh invulnerability, allowing her to briefly surpass Donna Troy and Mon-El combined. If she were to feel stifling, her powers greatly weaken.
But that's not really a huge deal, as it's only gotten that bad, like, ever, I think. In fact, her cheerfulness is so indomitable that she achieved the power of a blue lantern. The
What?
core of hope. Remember, lantern rings can create light-based constructs from anything in the wielder's imagination. Heck, one time John Stewart created a whole solar system with his. Speaking of, whenever a blue lantern is around a green lantern, it unlocks literally the most power in the lantern core emotional spectrum. And yeah, Starfire had access to one of those. Until Hal Jordan confiscated the ring, that jerk.
What?
What?
Well, he felt she was too
Hell?
That doesn't sound right.
What?
Ari,
What the hell is this?
kindergartners.
And
Oh.
it's canon, it's still Starfire, that other legally distinct show
course.
has taken from weirder sources.
Oh.
No, you're giving me this. It makes perfect sense. Her own flesh and blood sold her into torture and has tried to kill her on multiple occasions. Even her best friend tried to kill her on her wedding day, and she's still a bright ray of sunshine.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that.
Corey has every reason to hate the world, heck, even to destroy it. And you're telling me she's not worthy of being a Blue Lantern when she can look at a heartless bigot who views her as less than nothing and would rather die than be saved by her and still say,
You may not value my life, but I still value yours.
Yeah, Hal did her dirty.
exactly. Checkmate.
After
Well,
taking back her own plans,
I could
the
de-
Justice League,
I
and
could-
also
I
raising
could
a
say
family of
this.
her own,
It's
Starfire
not the
will be
worst thing
recognized
Hal
as a
Jordan has
burning
done.
glory for those in need.
That's
You
true.
See a woman in the sky with hair of burning
Who's
flame,
Hal Jordan?
no evil will
Green
harm
Lantern.
behind her might and her speed.
Oh, that was like another Green Lantern
To add a little anime flair to your tabletop adventures, check out the complete waifu handbook.
What? Josh. Alright, future me, please cut this out of the video. Why?
Cut this out.
No, we are going to cut this out.
Bitch, don't tell me what to do!
Cut this out. No!
Get that out! We're destroying this.
For the beam!
Why is there a body pillow? Josh, why are you doing this to me?
Try out innovative cooking
Money.
and camping mechanics.
Randall.
Legendary meals
Alright, I know.
buffs.
Right? I know exactly what to give Randall for his birthday.
Oh my god.
I don't know what my birthday is.
Waifus. fact, I'm going to look at
Random,
that
I
later
know
this
exactly
weekend.
where your
And I
birthday
guarantee
is.
you'll love it. Use code MyWaifu for 10% off your order.
I'll
Stay
probably
tuned.
find it
Our
myself.
Kickstarter for the exciting sequel launches this August.
Sequel?
The fuck?
Multiverse theory posits that we are all living in just one variation of
Alright,
countless
now for
universes
Blaze.
full of alternate
Yes.
versions of each and every one. In some, I could be a famous football player, or Aramau could like Teen Titans Go.
Horrifying. But in the world of Sonic lies an alternate
out of this
dimension of our
house.
favorite blue hedgehog, the Soul Dimension. It's not that much different. I mean, it even has its own version of the Egghead. Biggest difference is that in this version, Sonic is a purple cat girl princess. Yeah, it's weird that there's two. If I had a nickname,
This is Blaze, a descendant of a royal family who protected their sacred treasure, the Jeweled Scepter, for generations. From birth, Blaze was gifted power over fire, so she could eventually become the guardian of the Jeweled Scepter, as well as the Soul Emeralds, a dimensional counterpart to the Chaos Emeralds.
Alright, let's see.
bad,
Do
she
these
doesn't
go.
actually control her powers like at all.
Realize that
And it
Blaze
kind
is
of
kind
Wait,
of
what?
between-
Wait, what did they say?
too bad she just couldn't
She endured a lot of teasing from other children due to her initial ability to control her gift. Initial inability to control her gift. Huh.
actually
That's a
control
deep
her
cut.
powers like at all. And it kind
Has
of made
anyone
any potential
ever,
friends
like,
shun her just because she didn't
realized
automatically know how to control
Blaze
flames
is
that
kind of a
literally
mix
shoot
between
out of her
Sonic
soul.
and Knuckles?
Kids bully each other for the dumbest reasons.
Yes.
Like, can you do it? I don't
Yes.
think so.
Because of that, Blaze would come to
Okay,
see
so I'm
her
not
powers
crazy.
only as a curse, coupled with the
No, you're
political
not.
duties of princesshood.
I mean, you are, but not because of that.
Every day, she grew up lonely, mistrustful, and bitter. But everything changed when Eggman came to her dimension
Now,
and
let's just-
stole the
just
Soul
let's say
Emeralds.
that
Thanks to
I'm
her
just not
connection
crazy
to
in general.
said emeralds,
No.
Blaze was able to follow him.
She learned
She
that
knew what she
sometimes it's
I hope you realize, Nathan, because you said that, I'm gonna have to show some of the out of context quotes.
Blaze returned to her home, demanded herself
Yes.
encountering Sonic on many more occasions, fighting more villains,
We don't talk
making
about
new
that.
friends, and becoming an enduring member of the cast.
You know the
She even
alright,
became a
Connor,
part
you
of
know
Team
one of those
Rose.
quotes has to be
replacing
be
the
in
other
there.
purple cat. Good call.
Blaze is an Olympic
How
level
dare
athlete
you.
and acrobat with
No one can replace Biggs.
Oh, I just realized they're using her theme that was stated to be her theme in Sonic and the Black Knight.
Blaze uses her flames and ballet-like
Yeah.
acrobatics to spin like
Nice.
a fiery Tasmanian devil. She can control her bursts.
As
In
the
Sonic.
To be fair, it's a better
raw
theme
power
to
of the
use it.
multiversal threat Solaris. This demon burned the entire planet and left it in a state of ruin for 200 years.
Given that the former host of Lee didn't have pyrokinesis in any way, it's unlikely Blaze's powers are augmented by Iblis. I agree with this.
Hang on, if she's just from another dimension, how did Blaze manage to be in Silver's apocalyptic far future?
Don't think
Or
about
be a
it.
descendant of a
Don't
well-known
worry.
historical figure?
No, we
don't
don't
worry,
think
don't
about it
worry
anyway.
about it.
Several
Don't worry about
sources assert that
No.
Blaze actually originates from the future, but something happens after or during the events of
The events of Sonic 06 aren't retcon. It did take place. At least is familiar with Sonic after Solaris' erasure. Sonic recalls its events in Sonic Team Sonic Racing. In Crisis City and Mephiles appear in Sonic X Shadow Generation.
Sonic 06. That something causes Blaze to be reincarnated as the Soul Dimension's princess 200
That was
years
my
before
theory.
Silver's time. We just don't have confirmation of what that something is yet.
And if Solaris got erased
It's literally
from
my
time, is
theory.
Iblis still in her soul or not? Oh, I do not envy the rider who has to untangle this
Well,
tiny
too bad,
Gordian
Random.
knot.
Ian Flynn.
Like Sonic, Blaze has access to several different power-ups, such as shields, mind-affecting items.
Oh
like
my god,
Sonic,
she's also getting
has
items.
Ring time, which can transform enemies into
Damn.
rings. And when she was teleported to Eggman's amusement park, she had access to 3 specific
Items are
whisks.
crazy for this.
Cyan laser
And
creates
Wisp,
enormous
too.
spears and rips through enemies like paper. The
We're
yellow
gonna
drill
use
can
Wisp
easily move
logic
underground,
now?
making it great for surprise attacks. And the indigo asteroid reduces everything into rubble within its vicinity.
But even without power-ups, she's managed
Well,
to
in
keep
fan
up
fiction,
with Sonic,
you can
who,
get away with
no
anything.
doubt,
There
has
are
some
police and Sonic's fight. It
insane
depends
feats under
on
his
the
belt.
canon. It
Sonic can
seems
escape
and
whole
still man
dimensions
the place
just by
comes down.
running, or defeat villains like Infinite, who can create dimensions that go on infinitely in base form. But one of the biggest would come from Sonic's
Wait, but
friends,
that wasn't
as they
his
reacted
powers
to
technically
Solaris'
in-
fusion, which caused the
doesn't-
light that consumed the
Okay.
universe in 23 seconds. At minimum, that's 120 quadrillion
trying to
times
think of the
faster
last
than
time
light.
Blaze
And
was
that's not even
playable.
accounting for the fact that Solaris exists
Sonic
in
and the Black
all
Knight.
time, past, present,
Okay.
and future.
And considering
Yeah.
Blaze was able to catch Knuckles off guard and fought Sonic to a stalemate,
Oh.
Blaze can keep up
Wait,
with
wait,
him.
wait, hold on, hold on.
What?
Rewind.
Games.
What?
Look at Knuckles.
What?
No.
Oh, the Family Guy death pose.
Yeah.
Fast normal.
To be honest,
Catching
I do
Knuckles off
believe
guard and
that
fought
Blaze
Sonic
would
to a stalemate.
yeah,
Blaze
yeah.
was up with all of that.
Knuckles'
And
ass.
even before Sonic
I mean, she literally one-shots him, and memory serves me right, in Sonic Rush.
Final egg blaster. That sucker destroyed a whole constellation.
Considering the distance and gravitational binding of each star, that's worth at least 465 exafo, or 465 quintillion supernovas.
Jeez!
Her power can blow up galaxies, or even shape
Damn.
the entire universe. But her greatest power
need to
lies
stop
within the
writing
gems she
characters
was
this
destined to
powerful.
protect, the Soul Emeralds. These debatably sentient jewels are often compared to
Contain universes within themselves?
unlocking unlimited power.
Basically, they're like Chaos Emeralds, but fiery. And shaped like actual cut emeralds. Tied more to order than chaos. And can warn about upcoming cataclysms. And if you don't know what you're doing with them, they explode in your face. Okay, there's actually quite a few differences, but the overall is the same in the ways that actually matter.
Yeah,
They
that's
also
a
grant
cool
Blaze
few
her most powerful
differences to be fair.
transformation, Super Blaze!
Actually, it's Burning
Burning Blaze.
Does it matter? It
Yes.
does exactly what Supersonic does with Sonic. It increases their strength, speed, and durability to absurd amounts.
He's got a
Blaze
point,
shot
actually.
Game.
While memory restoration was thought to be a power of Burning Blaze, this was refuted by Sega as reported by Ian Flynn in Bumblecast Question and Answers from March. Wait, that was a thing? Huh.
that instantly
so.
vaporized a large ship of the egg. Given
I
the
need to
vapor
finish
point
this
of
game.
basic steel,
Or
that fire would
Sonic
have to
Rush
be at
actually.
least 3 to
Good,
6,000
it's
degrees
really good.
Celsius with an explosive pressure of at least 100,000 psi.
For context, that's a fire blast as hot as a red dwarf star delivered with the force of a nuke. And that's the minimum, considering many ships of the fleet can withstand multiple attacks from the multi-solar system power of base Sonic. So this flame was likely hotter than a blue sun with a zetapho of power behind it. She can also smash the
Small.
meteors moving at... Josh, how fast is she going here?
Well, considering this is happening in a wildly fluctuating dimensional rift where neither time nor space functions properly, as Burning Blaze, her speed is technically immeasurable.
Yes.
Of course it is. While in the exception rift, Supersonic and Burning Blaze fought the Egg Salamander.
I mean, if it scales to Supersonic, then yes.
Energies to power it. The two Eggmans plan to
Yeah.
use their powers to collapse and merge Sonic's and Blaze dimensions to form a dream Eggman land that transcends dimensions. Given how smart the guys are, I believe them, especially since those two did the
Crazy.
impossible and managed to unleash an attack that actually bypassed Superform invincibility.
And that's not even the craziest
Oh
part.
boy.
For
Wait,
this,
it's kinda
Blaze
hard,
had given
though.
up all hope of victories.
I
since the Soul
mean,
Emeralds had been drained
you
of
wanna
their
get
power.
technical.
Sonic, who's
Big
definitely
arms
had this
can
sort of
also
thing happen
bypass
before,
Super
then makes
Force.
her realize that the Soul Emerald's power comes from special bonds, thus
Oh my
completely
gosh.
recharging the Soul Emeralds.
Wait.
Bruh. Quickly recharging emerald items has been a consistent ability since Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The Soul Emeralds should be comparable in this aspect, as Knuckles' senses mistook their energy for Chaos Emerald's energy. Interesting.
They need to understand.
Multiversal
They need to understand. It's the real superpower of teamwork.
Really are onto something. Seriously, when did this turn into MLP? And it tracks. Sonic, Shadow, and Silver super forms were able to fight against Solaris, a superdimensional life form that was
For the
on
record, I
timelines
wanna
of all dimensions.
share.
Sonic's
that,
superform could
that
also
Jake
fight
just
the
loves My
Time
Little
Meter,
Pony.
which nearly
Oh
erased
my
the
God.
entire
You.
space of the franchise's
I will kill
design.
you.
And
Can you
even
guys
though
not try to trigger a fan base for 5 minutes?
End, which referred to itself as
No.
infinite compared to Sonic's past adversaries, as
Say
well
that
as
to
called
random, not me.
Supersonic, something that
Fuck it.
transcends law and time. And considering Blaze fought Sonic on even ground, and the Soul Emeralds are comparable to the Chaos Emeralds, she has access to all that power.
Well, most of it anyway. The Soul Emeralds don't seem to have their versions of common Chaos abilities, or if they do, Blaze hasn't used them yet. That's kind of
I'm sure she hasn't even discovered them yet.
Chaos Emeralds and Chronos Control using a Time
Yeah.
Stone. Shouldn't there be like
That's
a
pretty interesting.
soul
I forgot they didn't really have any.
Yes, but
Cha-
either
like
Blaze
chaos
doesn't know
abilities.
that the technique exists or doesn't
Too
exist
bad.
at
You know,
all
I would
because
be
it
totally
hasn't been
for
shown.
Sega
Really?
making
that
just
sort
a
of idea
Blaze
just
game.
writes itself. You think they'd jump on that.
Agreed, but as it stands,
Like,
the Soul
I know we
Dimensions
give
of
Shadow the
Blaze
Hedgehog love, but
unfortunately don't know that much about.
I wanna
And
learn
what
more
we
about
do know
Blaze.
is pretty limited. For instance, the jeweled scepter that Blaze guards apparently contains more power than the Chaos and Soul Emeralds, but we've seen so little of it,
Sega,
we
make
don't
it happen.
know what it's
Sonic
fully
Team,
capable
get together.
of. We do
Do
know
it.
a bit about Blaze, though, both her strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, Blaze is more emotionally stable and works better with a
There you
team
go.
nowadays,
Some of the
but
good
she
shit.
can fall back into old habits when no one's
Maybe
around to
there's a
offer a
term.
second opinion. Still,
Acrophobic. Sometimes needs others to talk her out of her unwise positions. Archie commentaries in the joke.
Also,
Jobber
like the
can't cook.
other super forms in the series, the God-slaying, dimension-shattering, burning blaze transformation does have a
You
time
see,
limit, and
if you let her cook,
truly invincible.
everything
Hit
should
her
turn-
really,
she'll turn
really
into
hard,
charcoal.
and you can stun her or knock her back. But one of her biggest weaknesses is a rather odd one. She has a fear of heights.
Wait, seriously? But she's fighting in space. That's like a bajillion feet in the air. How could you be afraid after that?
Well, it likely took a lot of mental discipline to overcome, because as long as she focuses on ignoring how high she is, her acrophobia isn't triggered.
So wait, she runs on a souped-up version of Don't Look Down?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah, so it's like Sonic and his hatred of water. I know she's supposed to be the alternate universe Sonic, but the only thing she seems to have in common with him are that they're both
That's
great
actually really funny. I do like
They're
that.
so
Sonic's
different,
afraid of
yet
water
very
and
similar.
Well, it's more than
Blaze
just
is
that.
crazy, yeah.
Everything about Blaze and Sonic make them perfect foils. The Soul and Chaos Emeralds that they're respectively connected to are described like North and South poles.
I don't think that makes
seemingly
a lot of
opposed,
sense,
yet
but
essential
okay.
to each other's existence.
What?
Blaze, embodying the flame, is
Blaze is
complemented by
afraid of
Sonic,
air.
the embodiment of
Sonic
wind,
is afraid
whose
of water.
oxygen
Water
fuels
makes
the
sense.
fire.
Air-
Blaze is a disciplined, solemn royal.
Blaze isn't afraid of air. She's afraid of being high up in the air.
Loving vagrant. Even their combat styles
Yeah.
and transformations. Blaze's balletic grace versus Sonic's breakdance-like fluidity. Burning Blaze's red and yellow versus Supersonic's yellow and red. They're opposites, but not in opposition. Like yin and yang, it's a perfect parallel harmony.
Anti-Blaze would be kind of likewise very reckless and bold and in your face.
So almost like Sonic, but cranked up to 11.
Wow, they really put a lot of thought into this. Blaze tries to give off that air of the stoic, duty-bound royal, but deep down, she's just a burned soul who wants to give this whole friendship thing a genuine shot. As long as she lives, Blaze will protect the emeralds, her dimension, and her new friends at any cost, even her own life.
Okay. Alright, now we're finally getting into the fight.
Powerful, reliable, and custom built. Just
Anyone
for
want
you.
to change their
Redneck
bets?
Engineer delivers expert
No.
rigs
I'm sorry,
right out of the
Redneck
box.
Engineer?
From
Is that what
esports
it's
We're skipping this. I'm sorry, Josh, but no.
Redneck Engineer.
Well,
Build your
Josh, I would
ultimate
love
gaming
to buy your
experience.
computer.
But wait, there's more.
But no
And
time.
while you're gaming and it starts to
Oh, you tricked me.
endurance, glitches,
We
and
have to
significant
pad the
discount
runtime
off your order.
somehow.
Let
We
me-
are at 44 minutes.
Yes.
If we pad it even more, then I'm going to have a hard time editing this video.
Ooh, it appears the people believe Starfire is going to handily win this.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna have plenty of
well,
jokes.
let's see what the fighters have to say about it.
It's time for a legally distinct battle to the death. I'm working on it.
Still need to work on.
Yeah, you should work on that. Oh, I like that. So it is bright face,
Well, New York
okay.
City 07 in chat for New York
Oh,
City.
okay.
Nightwing, I'm having none of the luck finding the jewel thief.
Just keep looking, Starfire. They couldn't have got him far. Try retracing your steps.
For a good
Nightwing out.
fight call.
Finally, now I can leave this strange dimension.
I have found you, thief of the red jewel. Return what you have stolen, or...
Oh my god.
We are going to be the greatest of friends. We shall celebrate
Oh my
Lord.
Oh god.
Honestly, they just love each other.
No, they would not.
Don't you dare touch me
Probably
again.
not. No.
Okay, we don't have to be friends, but you must hand over that jewel.
I am the guardian of these emeralds, and I will not let you take them.
Here we go.
It's time.
07 in chat for New York City.
Alright. Wait, how are there wisps here then?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well.
I am sorry to disappoint you, but I am stronger than I look.
Here we go. Now we're in the actual debate.
Oh, meeting.
Like
Hey, wait, can you do this?
Oh god, super form mixed with a wisp is crazy.
That hooks up to with power.
I can think of worse. As someone who's experienced worse.
Having a super form with the wisps?
Yeah.
Do you know how broken a super form is, Random?
What?
Do you not understand how broken a super form is?
You know how broken it is.
You got this, girl. You can do this, Star.
Don't you dare to give up, Starfire.
We believe in you.
Starfire.
Someone remembers Donald Trump.
Starfire, can you hear me?
Corey!
Uh-oh.
Alright.
Blue Lantern ring? What?
Really giving her the lantern ring?
We're really giving her the lantern ring. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Man, I really wish I had my Blue Lantern ring and didn't lose it.
Dang, they did give her a super form. That's wild.
Green Lantern's broken.
There's no way that's how it ends.
Giving up
Oh, the Soul
already?
Spectre.
Come
Oh,
on,
here we go.
I thought you were stronger than that.
It's time. The power, the real superpower of teamwork.
Okay, I was about to say.
When did we enter the kaleidoscope?
Oh, they broke it again.
Oh, now she has the green and blue working together.
That's not how that. No, but I only works with the Green Lantern ring.
By the way, I think Blaze out here trying to win. Okay, that's just rude.
What's going on? No!
That's too much for her.
Yeah, I mean, the the Soul Emerald energy would be infinite. That would be too much for her to absorb. Blaze can run away from that.
How could she have absorbed the Soul Emerald's power? It's impossible unless she's like me. Which means I can stop this!
Is she going to absorb Starfire?
Absorbing her?
There's no way she's absorbing her!
Oh boy.
Is this gonna be a double KO?
This is crazy. I don't think that's exactly how her powers work, to be honest.
Hope.
There goes Blaze.
I have hope there is another time and place where we are friends.
Oh,
Dang,
Blaze
Starfire
wins!
have a cool cat friend.
I hope so too.
Blaze wins!
Why you shouldn't try to hug cats.
Alright, the house will now collect your cash, Mary.
Actually capable of all that?
Well,
I'm so
yeah.
sad.
Yay, $1 billion right from random accounts.
Overall, these two
No,
were
it's coming
equal
from
in a
Mary.
surprising amount of ways.
I'm
Their
so
skills
sad.
and
I
power
don't
sets
want to
bounce
feel
so
that.
well off each other that this was honestly pretty tricky to figure out. So let's go through the relevant categories one by one.
Oh, we're doing this like that, Fed. Okay.
Both men hail from universes known for their insane speed feats, but Starfire consistently struggles to keep up with higher-tier DC fighters. Even if we highball her interstellar travel feats, she can't keep up with Blaze's teleportation, outspeeding Knuckles, or moving in spaces unbound by time. In fact, Starfire's best showing of speed comes from Teen Titans Go.
We're not kidding.
Oh.
Apparently,
There's no way.
Starfire did jumping jacks so fast that she nearly disrupted the space-time continuum. However, she wasn't fully in control and was able to hear Robin telling her to stop, which means she wasn't fully out of sync with the normal flow of time. The fairest interpretation is that she approached immeasurable speed but didn't quite reach it.
Even if she did, Blaze has multiple feats of directly achieving immeasurable speed on her own and scaling to it via Sonic.
Yep,
Even with
Sonic's...
the small boost with the Blue Lantern ring, Starfire can't reliably compete with Burning Blade.
Blaze did defeat Knuckles, a martial arts master, but the fight happened so fast that it's unclear if it was due to her superior stats, her ability to match a martial artist, or both. I always thought she would just one-shot him.
One or two DC characters who could
Oh, that's very
supposedly
quick.
Yeah, actually, the one
Yeah, it looks like it was
clearly weren't
one-shotted.
going their fastest during these incidents. Admittedly, comparing any two fighters' immeasurable speed feats does get into weird and cerebral territory. While our combatants are in the same ballpark, Blaze just has more consistently high showing.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a multi-week nap after going that fast. Point for Blaze.
Both Blaze and Starfire have surprising similarities when it comes to battle instincts and strategic thinking. They often defer to their teammates for plans, but both have shown they can cleverly think around a problem when needed. Both also have tempers that can create openings for their opponents. But that's where the similarities end, and Starfire demonstrates her clear advantage.
While Blaze has taken steps to mitigate her acrophobia, if she's caught off guard, her concentration can waver and cause her to get blindsided more easily. Also, Blaze's techniques and fighting style are extremely telegraphed and showy, making them quite predictable compared to Starfire. While Blaze has trained for years to be the Soul Emerald's guardian, that was mostly done on her own. Corey has formal combat training with the Okarans, on top of years scrimmaging with the team to prepare for anything related to battle.
And being trained by Nightwing definitely helps her out.
As cut and dry as you might think.
And her fight style isn't exactly just dancing.
Dozens of diverse, multiverse.
Oh yeah, there's no way Starfire doesn't get this.
Sets of foes on one hand, that we've seen anyway. However, when it comes to comparing their win-loss records, Corey comes up a bit short.
But hold on, there's nuance to this. Yes, Starfire loses all the time, and that's really annoying from a narrative standpoint, and from a fan standpoint. But look at the people she loses to. People like Orion, Mongol, and Wonder Woman. She got her teeth kicked in, sure, but the fact that she fought them...
The day that Starfire is finally able to hang with the big leagues is the day we all die happy.
More experienced based on that.
Oh, it's so sad, actually.
Plenty of foes.
That is kind of sad.
Vice
The fact
versa,
that she
not
loses
so
all
much,
the time.
but she still faced a pretty significant number of foes. Tough call, but Starfire gets a slight edge here.
In fact, Starfire had a lot of natural counters to Blaze's extra arsenal. Her powerful mental resistance could resist the confusion and stun items, and even though the Indigo Wisp could easily nullify her Starbolts, Corey's insane durability would allow her to resist being turned into mulch.
While the Blue Lantern ring could potentially heal Starfire or supercharge her regular powers with a surge of positive emotion like hope, a Blue Lantern's usual augmentations are severely hampered in a mono-e-mono fight like that because it requires a Green Lantern ring in close proximity.
Exactly. So unless you're a dual lantern, you're not doing much.
Is a small power boost and simple energy constructs.
And while Starfire's no slouch with strategy or creativity, we don't know how effective she'd actually be using those constructs without a lot of speculation. Thanks, Hal. Ultimately, the Soul Emeralds gave Blaze an edge that Starfire didn't really have an answer to, except for maybe one, her absorption ability.
Starfire has managed to absorb several unusual kinds of energy, but it has its limitations. She can't absorb her own Starbolts, and despite her name and that it's literally coming off her hair, Starfire has actually never been shown to absorb fire. Yes, fire can sometimes emit ultraviolet light, but that very much depends on the fuel source. And considering that Blaze's flames are red and they shoot out of her soul, it's unlikely Starfire would be able to absorb ultraviolet energy from them, or the energy of the soul emeralds, which are tied to that element.
Even assuming arguendo that Starfire can absorb the Soul Emerald's energy, there was way too much that could go wrong from that. Star could fall unconscious from the foreignness of the energy, or explode from the sheer amount of multiversal power, or the Soul Emeralds refusing to play nice. Blaze, on the other hand, could just quickly dip into another dimension for a safe recharge. Or, since Starfire and Blaze are so similar, given that Blaze was able to seal Iblis within her based on merely a connection to flames, it's almost 100% likely that Blaze would just seal Starfire away within her own soul immediately.
Yeah, like I said, there's a reason why you could literally argue that Blaze is one of, if not the strongest Sonic character.
No resistances to spiritual or physical manipulation, including transmutation, meaning
I
Blaze
imagine
can
the
just
writers
bring
of this
time
had to
to
debate
turn
this
Starfire into a ring. Yeah, I know, it's underwhelming, but Blaze has far too many achievable
I wouldn't be surprised if this was more of a, what the heck can Starfire do to Blaze? What about this? No, Blaze has this as an option. What about this? No, Blaze has an answer for that too.
While Blaze has these abilities, they aren't her preferred option. She usually relies on brute force, with strategic thinking as a backup plan. It might take time for her to realize that she needs her more obscure powers to pull out the win, which could favor Starfire. Except Starfire shares a similar approach. Additionally, Blaze has shown increasing willingness to adapt and use her other abilities to buy time when needed.
Like I said,
Blaze takes
Blaze
a
has
strong
a brain
edge in
power
abilities.
advantage.
But assuming Blaze doesn't get any chances to instantly end the fight,
They said it was literally even on that. What?
Well, let's take a look at both our combatants'
She's
most cited
decently
skills.
smart. Just
While
uses
Sonic and
brute
Blaze
force
can be
first
comfortably
because
put on the
she's
same
so
level,
powerful.
Corey and Diana
Like
can't.
both
Not only
Blaze
was Corey
and
on the back foot
Starfire
with Wonder
have-
Girl's help, Diana was holding back and was about to
have
cut loose
brute
before they were
force.
interrupted.
There's a
Against
lot
a
of issues,
serious Wonder
but
Woman,
then after a while,
Starfire's
Blaze
gonna
figures
lose.
it out.
Hard. Which is so not fair.
Starfire's incredible strength and durability varies greatly due to a multitude of factors. So her stats are...
I do think that DC needs to let Teen Titans be on par with the Justice League at this point.
DC universe such as Sinestro, Firestorm, or
Not even.
Superman,
Like, let them team up with the Justice League, but be their own super big league as well.
Opponents holding back immensely, or they were weakened,
Just saying.
or distracted.
No, but I mean, like, Starfire should be allowed to put up a fight against Wonder Woman. Come on.
Oh, Starfire at least should be on the like Justice League, if anything.
That's usually because Starfire's scaling is different since most of her feats involve losing. But even downscaling from those losses still likely put her at multiversal. In fact, a relatively safe skill chain through Connor Kent, a weakened Superboy Prime, and a weakened Anti-Monitor puts her near infinite multiverse. Close,
If I gave my
though not
fanfictions to Kana,
Can Blaze
it would
actually
be a
top
totally
that?
different
Turns
story.
out,
Yes, in
while we
spades.
don't see much of Burning Blaze, it is
Yes.
directly
Burning
comparable to
Burning Blade scaling to Supersonic makes her stronger than a lot of DC characters.
have defeated super-dimensional gods, which could erase
Look,
all
if Burning
Twilight's
Blaze is
dimensions
now able to
into
beat
infinite
Solaris,
Sonic
there's a
cosmology.
problem.
Twice. And wasn't just
That there's
gassing
just
himself
kind of an
up,
extension
that would make a
that
single
she
Chaos
has all
Emerald
of Sonic's
Superform,
powers.
which, again, a Soul Emerald Superform matches, at minimum,
because the
more
Chaos
powerful
Emeralds
than
are applied
several
the same rules
infinities
as the Soul
combined.
Yup.
All of this
Makes Blaze,
just
in
from
the
the
fact that
video
Sega
game.
hasn't really
We
explored her
calculated her
character
power
enough,
using feats from the Archie
that
comics.
there's just an
Would
implication
bump Blaze up in power, but it would
that
actually
Blaze
be
is
an
now
overall
stronger than
downgrade.
Starfire.
We're totally off our rockers and underestimating
Oh,
Starfire's
no.
power, especially with the Blue
It's
Lantern.
cool, though.
Ghost. I'm very
Yeah.
much on that side. But even then, it wouldn't change anything because she still can't outspeed Blaze or counter all of her win conditions. We were honestly expecting the result to be the other way around, especially me, considering Corey is Flame Princess Superman and Blaze is Flame Princess Sonic.
Almost. While Blaze is on par with Sonic in their narrative,
Starfire's
pretty
not.
much every DC continuity, Starfire isn't on par with Superman. She says so herself. In fact, Starfire has openly admitted multiversal and/or godlike entities like Sinar, the Demiurge, and Darkseid are out of her league and should be handled by others such as Superman or the Green Lantern Corps. That's not to say she's weak, far from it. She's just a relatively small fish in a really really big pond.
Yeah.
Starfire's feats place her near Blaze's power level at the very least, but not enough to significantly overpower her or scale that high in the DC hierarchy. Has Star fought characters on that level? Absolutely. But does she scale high enough and reliably enough to make a difference against Blaze and overcome her abilities?
No.
Almost, but no.
In the end, Blaze's multiple paths to victory and more reliable power set edged out Starfire's formidable physiology and breadth of experience.
Some stars fade, but at least Corey went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Blaze the Cat.
All right.
Not do that battle for 2 seconds, please.
Can I say I actually did not like Blaze would win this by power absorption limit?
But no, don't you understand? That was the real superpower of teamwork.
Are you well? What?
What the heck? Oh.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I
would be scared of this.
What?
Though I would ask for this Sonic X Teen Titans crossover.
Yeah, I'll go fix it.
You fell out of that rift in dimension.
Make it.
Whoever your opponent was.
Get
Well, I mean, Sonic and Co are actually already in the DC universe right now. We'll see what they do.
Find them immediately. Oh, would you like the help? I don't need. Actually, yes. I would be thankful for your aid. Wonderful.
Someone's writing a fan fiction.
We can be the
Yay! She gets the cat best friend.
I'm just imagining the Roger animation where like Blaze gets taken by Cream the rabbit.
All right, so what did you guys think of this?
I'm sad. This made me saddened.
I knew Blaze was going to win because Sonic scaling is just insane.
I know.
And Starfire's just not that guy.
I love Starfire.
If it was Blaze versus Superman, it'd be a different story.
Oh, that's not even fair. That's not fair.
That was not fair. Oh my God.
It's like, let's put Blaze up against one of the strongest characters in fiction. Sure.
Fucking broken.
Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Josh, you did great. I can't wait to see more of Triple F. I'll see you guys.
Next battle's gonna be.
I wonder what it's gonna be too. I hope to see you guys next time. Say bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
Remember to always use the bathroom.
I'm gonna punch you, random.
Can I kill this guy now?